Land Rover has always been the epitome of luxury on wheels. But what does all-new Range Rover Sport have for 2023? Let's find out. In today's video, we will show you the Land Rover Range Rover Sport. Before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure that the post notifications are turned on so that you never miss a video from us. Without further ado, let's dive in. When you enter the old Medina's towering walls, you will be so impressed by the well-preserved traditions and buildings that you will want to stay longer and explore this beauty. Fez appears to be frozen in time. Its maze of lanes, houses, mosques, palaces, and madrasas with intricate Islamic architecture, theological schools. Most artisans are enchanted by the magic of every day, whether it's hammering patterns into brass, donkeys ferrying sacks of spices between souks, or the waft of fresh mint tea drifting from a doorway. This is not a vision from Arabian Nights. Fez is a living, working city rather than a tourist trap, and it is this character that makes it so appealing. Take considerable time getting lost in Medina, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, discovering new things every time you set out, whether it's an elegant courtyard or a dilapidated palace with tile floors and creaking colonnades that need to be renovated. Order a fresh fruit smoothie and take in the views of the old city from Nagham Cafe's rooftop, which is close to the Bab Bou Jeoud gate. Except for the occasional donkey, the Medina is free of traffic and designed for strolling. The Tala Kebira, a long street winding through the old city, is an excellent starting point. The Bou Inania Madrasa in the southwest and the Al-Atarin Madrasa in the northeast are the two medieval madrasas that mark the route. Every surface is covered in intricate tiling, plasterwork, and carved cedar wood, making both excellent introductions to Moroccan craftsmanship. It's best not to rush to get between those 2 points because hours can be lost meandering through the city. Stop by a street stall for snails or fava bean soup. But if you are looking for something more substantial, head to the rooftop of Cafe Clock near Tala Kebira's southern end. The cafe offers cooking classes that include a tour of a local market to select ingredients, which is a great way to learn about Moroccan cuisine. The Darbata Museum, located nearby, tells the story of Fez's unique architectural and interior features. The museum is dedicated to Moroccan arts and crafts, from Zalija tiles, a handcrafted Moroccan style, to Tadelach plasterwork, and is housed in a former Sultan's summer place, which has a beautiful garden. The Palace Glaoui, 10 minutes away, has a similar atmosphere of faded grandeur, with many of its exhibits rescued from derelict houses in Medina. An exquisitely weathered 18th century mansion is a maze of terraces and courtyards that is no less impressive for its deterioration. The craft scene in Fez, on the other hand, is very much a living tradition, with everyone from coppersmiths to carpet makers perfecting their creations in tiny workshops. The Chowara Tannery, one of the city's most famous products, should not be missed on any trip to Fez. Since at least the 16th century, leather hides have been washed and dyed in this extraordinary complex of baths. The smell of the tannery is so strong that you may need to scrub it off your skin. Throughout the city, there are public Hamams or steam baths, such as the marble-lined Hammam Mernisi and Spa. Countless Riyadh hotels have their own private hammams, which combine traditional techniques with products like aromatic oils to create a more luxurious experience. La Maison Blue's tiled spa is one of the best. Dine at the ruined garden once you've been properly restored. In a courtyard garden, the restaurant serves dishes such as beef tagine and roast lamb, as well as vegetarian options in a former merchant's house. Then, from the terrace at Riyadh Fez, close to the ruined garden, watch the sunset over the Atlas Mountains as the muezzin's call to prayer rises above the city. Old-school handicraft trades are combined with Andalusian and African architecture. For starters, the city has one of the best preserved historic towns in the Arab Muslim world. To experience Moroccan culture in its purest form, you don't always have to venture off the beaten path. You also don't have to follow in the footsteps of swarms of tourists heading to Marrakesh. Morocco's title of cultural and spiritual center was not slapped on to appease tourists. It truly reflects the traditional way of life that is still prevalent throughout the city. Fes El Bali, the city's oldest walled quarter, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You will get a sense of what lies ahead in the 19th century Medina as you enter through the stunning Bab Bou Jeoud Blue Gate archways. One of the world's largest urban car-free zones is the Medina. The streets are bustling with mules, donkeys, and pedestrians. Sure, don't make the same mistake we did as you wander the streets. If you hear porters yelling Balak, you should stay close to the wall. Navigating the Medina is an adventure in and of itself, and it is without a doubt the city's main attraction. Madrasa Al-Atarin and Bou Imania Madrasa are two of the most impressive madrasas, Islamic colleges inside Medina. Stop and admire the intricate carvings and beautiful design at either or both. The latter is one of the few religious structures open to non-Muslims. One of our favorite places, the impressive University of Al-Qarawiyyin, has even more stunning tilework on display. Guinness World Records recognizes it as the world's oldest existing educational institution, and its kaleidoscopic patterns are absolutely mesmerizing. The Maronite tombs are located far away from the ornate details of the madrasas. These sepulchres are a few massive tombs that sit on the hill above Fes. Official documents are said to be contained within them, but no one knows for sure. However, we can tell you that just before sundown, they provide a spectacular view of the city. The stillness above the walls is hauntingly beautiful as the call to prayer is broadcast over the city's speakers. Fes Mellah, the Jewish quarter, is located just outside the old Medina, next to the royal palace with its massive brass doors. The extremely well-preserved walled quarter contains Morocco's first gold souk market. With the discreet windows and intimate courtyards, you will have more privacy. The people who keep the century-old rhythms of handicraft industries and methods of previous generations are what give the old Medina its charm. Weavers, puppeteering cactus and silk threads can be seen in the living museum. You will enjoy watching them masterfully create patterns on a large wooden loom powered entirely by manpower. Mules and donkeys, their backs piled high with dried and stretched animal hide, shuttle between the tanneries and the leather artisans in the souk. Locals craft the leather into bags with jeweled and copper accents. The new leather is also available in pointy-toe slippers with traditional embroidery. Intricate copper lanterns and piles of hand-woven carpets abound in the souk. Prepare to spend hours admiring the finished products among the endless stalls. The 11th century Chowara Tannery is one of the most vital and pungent experiences in Medina. It is the city's largest tannery where cow, sheep, goat, and camel hides are preserved and dyed, then turned into jackets, handbags, wallets, and more. The tannery's odor is undeniably not sweet or floral. Fortunately, the local guides know the best rooftop vantage point to appreciate the time-consuming process. One can observe the spectacle of skilled workers balancing on the rim of the dye pits by putting fresh mint under my nose to mask the smell. With its discreet doors, steep stairways, and narrow streets, the dense Medina welcomes worlds within worlds. One such location is the city's traditional hammam bathhouses. They are the setting for the traditional practice of communal bathing and have several rooms with varying temperatures. To be clear, you can wear a bathing suit during the cleansing experience, but it's more common to wear your birthday suit. However, there is more to it than bathing rituals. After dark, the winding streets come alive with activities centered on mint tea, hookah, and Moroccan cuisine. The foodie scene in Marrakech's Jema El Fna Square is well known, and rightly so, but Fes has its own unique offerings. Fes's food scene complements its walkability perfectly. We recommend going on a food crawl through the maze of streets. Brochettes or meat skewers smoked over a charcoal fire, followed by sweet pastries. Also, freshly squeezed orange juice works like a charm. The Ville Nouvelle, French for new city, is a district that showcases the city's modern European influences. Though fusion cuisine has always been a part of the flavorful offerings here, local favorites like pastillas, a sweet and savory meat pie, have been a staple for generations. Old and new, sweet and savory. That's Fes in a nutshell. This city's allure isn't fading, and neither can one forget its magic. And that concludes today's video. What are your thoughts on the world's most underrated city, Fes? Please share your thoughts in the comments box below. We'd love to hear from you. Consider subscribing to the channel for more great videos like this. Turn on post notifications while you are at it so you don't miss any of our future postings. That'll be all for today, folks. We hope you've enjoyed the video and we hope to see you in the future one.